ମୋ ओडिशा कनक्लेव अवसर में प्लास्टिक पैकेजिंग और पेट्रोकेमिकल्स क्षेत्र में निवेश नहीं स्वतंत्र सेशन अनुष्ठित होईछि। शिल्प मंत्री प्रताप देव और शिल्प सचिव हेमंत शर्मा जोगदे ओडिशा रे नुआ शिल्प नीति और प्रोत्साहन संपर्क में मत रखिथिले। एग्री मार्केटिंग टेक्सटाइल प्रभृति क्षेत्र में आलोचना होइथिला। एथिरे पारादीप फॉस्फेट प्राइवेट लिमिटेड रो कार्यनिर्वाही निर्देशक एन सुरेश कृष्णन उद्बोधन देथिले। विशेषकर एसबु क्षेत्र में ओडिशा रे रहितिबा सुविधा सुजोग उपरे से आलोचना करथिले।
That if fertilizer is not applied at the right time, the right quantity, the overall agriculture production in India could be went down to 50%, and that could be very challenging for a country like India with a 140 crore population. And it's also important to notice that over the last 2-3 years of challenging times of COVID pandemic, the crisis in Europe with the Russian-Ukraine situation that we get to see, this has been a sector which has been underscored by the government to ensure that we not only are able to operate at full capacity, we're able to provide the required input at a very competitive price to the Indian farm sector to ensure the productivity in India, to maintain various schemes that government has followed. Friends, you must really, it's important for you all to appreciate here by directly, it is primarily to ensure that the food inflation in the country is well managed. It is primarily to ensure that food productivity in the country is well managed. There are 2-3 major data points that you all have to keep. The first data point is that India is one of the largest consumers of fertilizer in the world, the third largest to be precise. We do not have adequate or any raw material for most of the fertilizers that we make in India. So all the raw materials that we need to manufacture the kind of fertilizer that we do in Odisha, it's all imported. So given the fact that we depend heavily on a global supply chain, it's very important for us to locate our facilities, manufacturing facilities, and locations where the infrastructure supports as well. And I must tell you, the vision of developing a fertilizer sector in the state of Odisha came way back in the 1980s when Paradip Phosphate, the company, was set up by Government of India along with state government. It was a joint vision of the state and sector to really set up a large fertilizer base coming out of Paradip. And today, as we are here today, I'm proud to say that along with Paradip Phosphate and my colleague here from IFCO who are also present, Paradip has now become a very crucial and a strategic location for phosphatic fertilizer in the country. We produce more than 50% of the phosphatic fertilizer which is manufactured for the country, and from here we really take it to all over the country. And there was a time when people used to think that what we make here goes to the east of India. So from here, during the last 2 years, we have seen we have reached up to Punjab in the north. We have been now successfully and regularly moving there, and we're also moving right down to the states of Maharashtra and beyond, right down in the south. And this has been a very major achievement for us, and the only way and the only reason why we have been able to reach this status is the way the state has worked with us. The state has been a very big positive factor in terms of enabling that we are able to create the required infrastructure. Each one of us, for a 1 million ton capacity, the amount of raw material that we need to kind of work and bring to India is quite significant. I mean, 1 million ton of a phosphatic acid facility would be close to about 3.5 to 4 million tons of rock phosphate and elemental sulfur coming into the state. And that's what we kind of handle as far as the state is concerned. Well, friends, today the challenge that is there in front of us is not so much the capacity that we created and the way we take this on. The challenge is today that India is still short of fertilizer in a very big way. And when it comes to phosphatic, it is a growth sector as far as the country is concerned, and we will need to kind of produce more. The site in Paradip, a site in Odisha, is very, very strategic for meeting the larger demand of fertilizer in India. And I believe that in the coming times, the state of Odisha is going to play that important role. And from the 50% market share that we enjoy today, I can well see that we could well be headed towards 70 to 80%. The reason being, there is no other location in India where you have this kind of infrastructure available, where you have this kind of a port and land available, where you have this kind of a reach to the market which is available. In fact, if you look at the overall ecosystem of fertilizer, the initial wave of fertilizer investments came in the 70s and 80s which are all in the west coast of India and a bit in the southern states. It's only the later part, in the last 20 years, we have seen evolution of Paradip as a very large site and a very large investment destination for fertilizer. We are now in the global map. Fertilizer, when it comes to fertilizer and phosphatic fertilizer, Paradip and the state of Odisha is very much in the global map, and the amount of raw material that we get here, the amount of finished goods and export and the reach that we have within the Indian market is quite significant. We have been investing continuously in this state. We have over the last 20 years more than 400% increase in our capacity that we get to see, and we stand committed. Our current wave of investment is getting over the next 6 months, and we believe that going forward we will be looking at substantially committing ourselves to expanding the site that we have, expanding in terms of capacity, and we also hope to bring products which are far more sophisticated, far more relevant, and in time with what is required for agriculture. We really thank the state government for all the support, and one reason why we are here, sir, is we see a very peaceful industrial environment. We see an ecosystem here which actually supports industry. I have personally worked in a number of states. We have units in so many other states, but without really highlighting any particular point, I must say this will always be a state of choice for us.